up, guys? We're back with another X2Y2 update. Also, we're looking a little bit at the market overall. X2Y2 is dropping a lot. We got a couple of things to talk about, not a whole lot, but we want to make sure that we update everything properly every single day. What we do want to talk about is the crypto market. Why? Is because Bitcoin went back all the way close to the 45K and Ethereum went past the 3K before again. So there's a massive upward trend going on again since our last discussion on the market, right? The last time we talked about the market, it was dropping, Bitcoin towards 32K. People were scared a little bit. There was, of course, a lot of bad news going on about the war, and now things turn around, and this is on a very aggressive upward trend, if you want to call it that way. So what are our expectations? Do we think that it's going to continue like that? Do we think it's going to decline? It's going to turn around? What's going to happen, and why is it going up? And what is our game plan? A couple of questions we'll answer in this video, or at least touch base on. As for X2Y2, of course, something you don't want to see is your token dropping 20% or just dropping in general, while everything else is up and up quite a lot, right? When Ethereum and Bitcoin are up 10% and your token is down 20%, then that's very, very unhealthy, right? Yesterday, it went up. It actually doubled from 25 cents all the way up to above the 50 cents. So it doubled out of nowhere. Would have been an awesome trade, right? From this point here, 25.6 to this point here, 52, you would have doubled your money. But yeah, usually you can't time the bottom, right? It's very difficult to time the bottom and to time the peak. And it would have been a very dangerous play. It would have been a lucky guess if you'd done a trade like that. Overall, it's still just in a very declining trend, right? Everything, it's still going down quite a lot. So that's something you don't want to see. Market cap is up higher than it was yesterday here. There was a point where I was watching it. This was above the 40 cents and this one at 47 million. So could be two things. Either it's just simply not updated properly because it's not verified and it just, one of the 2 days, either yesterday or today, it's not updated properly. Or it could be that the token price is declining, but there's more tokens coming in circulating supply, which means that the market cap is up, which of course is inflation and something we don't want. And that's something we've been talking about a lot because there's so many tokens coming into circulating supply with X2Y2 that this price can't hold steady. It can't keep up. So even when it doubles, after that it just goes straight back down, and now it's 20% down again. It doesn't really make sense, right? Could also be that this is a little bit of a recovery after the bounce from yesterday. But if you would look at the market, your token doubles, everything else goes up, everything is in a positive sentiment. Bitcoin is up, Ethereum is up 10%, then your token usually continues to thrive off that a little bit and continues to on a steady uprise. And that's not the case here, so that's something that we don't want to see. That's very unhealthy. So I didn't end up buying anything more here. I haven't bought anything below the 50 cents. 25 cents, yeah, probably would have been a good buy, but who times that? Right now, again, it is sitting below the 40 cents. I wouldn't buy in. I don't think it would be a good idea right now, good investment. It would bring dollar cost average down, but there's not that much upside potential for the token prices yet. So we would still be relying on the APR too much, which is still going down too. And I think it's too much of a long-term play for me to be comfortable putting more money in right now. They are developing a lot of things. They are doing really good work. So I do think it's a good long-term investment, right? This is something, there's a couple of posts they've done. So this is the first ever Bored Ape that was sold on X2Y2, which could be a good movement. If there's more Bored Apes going to be sold there, it's of course the highest volume and also the most expensive, like the highest floor NFT. So if there's more sales coming up there, that's very good for the platform. Probably good for the token price as well. And this one was sold for 98 Ethereum. And the seller actually received 5.5 grand for that more. So it's a lot. The buyer has to pay less fees, right? Or the seller has to pay less fees, and gets rewarded for it as well, which is something compared to OpenSea. It's a lot cheaper to trade on X2Y2, similar as to with Looksrare, right? So that's a big bonus, a big positive. Another thing is this guy bought 17 NFTs in bulk in one go and only paid gas fee once. So he barely paid any gas fee. So he bought 17 pieces of 0.02 each, which is 0.34, right? 17 times 0.02. And that's what he paid. Probably paid a little bit of gas fee on top of that, but that would be like $10, $20, $30. And that's it. You go and buy 17 of these on OpenSea, well, then you're going to double this amount probably. You'd pay more in gas fee than you pay for the actual NFTs, right? So all of this shows that it is better to trade on X2Y2 than it is to trade on OpenSea, right? But still, why is it that still more people go to OpenSea? Well, that's just the whole monopoly thing that it has. It has a bigger audience. Not everybody's aware of X2Y2. Their social is growing, but it's not that big yet. Looksrare has 200K followers here, so there's a lot of room left for growth. It needs a bit of an adoption, and people still just talk about OpenSea as the NFT marketplace, right? That just goes hand in hand, and that won't change very quickly. So I think that there's a lot of things happening on X2Y2 that's very good for the longer term, and the team is developing things, and they come up with announcement day after day after day, and they're innovative, which is important. But still means that it's going to be a longer term play, right? So being a longer term play, I don't think it's a good idea to step in now. When would be a moment for me to step in? That will be when they come up with a burning system. So if there's going to be a burning system from the NFT listing, or then going to be a different burning system for the staking, or some form of burning system in place where the tokens in circulating supply go down drastically, that'll be a buy-in moment. And that will be a moment I think that X2Y2 can do very, very well, turn around and actually see like an upward trend up towards the $1, $2 or more. For now, I think this is just going to continue in a downward trend. These videos for you guys are going to become more boring and boring and boring, because it's just continuing to go down towards the 30 cents, towards the 20 cents, and that stays the trend for weeks and weeks and weeks to come, up until they have a certain burning system in place or a massive announcement that will attract massive investors. But again, that will probably take a while. As for the NFT listing rewards, this doesn't make sense to me. We collected on the 27th, so we had all the days before. We collected on the 27th. We collected 292 tokens worth roughly $170, I think, at that time. Gas fee was quite a lot. We ended up paying $50 for gas fee, so there was not a whole lot of rewards there. But since that moment, we're not earning anything anymore, and I'm not 100% sure where that comes from. So I haven't been able to find the reason. Maybe I have to relist it. So I relisted them to, I adjust the price today. But yesterday and today we haven't earned anything. I've lowered my mutant ape a little bit, so it's too risky for me. It's close to the floor price. I've talked about people about my mutant ape, and people are willing to pay a little bit more for this one because it has a couple of rare traits to it and it looks cool. So I don't want to have it too close to the floor, because then they'll probably be swooped by somebody. So it's listed, I think, for 30 now, and the floor is 20. I wouldn't really go anything below 30. I lowered all of these too to see if that makes a difference, yes or no. Otherwise, if that doesn't make a difference, no idea where the NFT listing rewards have to come from in the way. APR steadily going down a little bit. So it's still going down. It's not going down very fast, but we are getting close to that 1,000 mark more and more and more every single day. And I think when we hit that 1,000 mark, then this is gonna go decline a lot. I have said it, like I'll just ride it out, but I don't know if I actually will completely ride it out up until the end. Eventually, it's just a waste of money. It's fun to make these videos, but you don't want to just throw away $8,000. So maybe around the 1,200, which won't be very much longer, I think. 1,200% APR, I might consider taking my money out as well. If there's going to be a bit of a push up, a bump up with the token price again, for whatever reason, where this bump might have come from. Yesterday, every single coin jumped up like this, right? Bitcoin did the exact same thing, Ethereum did the exact same thing, so probably was because of that. Maybe that Bored Ape Club sale has to do something to do with it, but I don't really think so. So if there's a push, 50%, 60%, 70%, then I might consider just stepping out before this hits below the 1,000, because after that, there's just no APR rewards anymore, right? And if we are in a project that's just slowly dying out with the token price and there's no APR, well, then there's no point being in there, right? WEF still at 7%, still nothing to collect here, 0.0001. So that's just something we won't look at. The staking compounding reward so far 11,022, so that is 11,022. We are sitting at 01/03 new month at 5 p.m. And we have so far earned ourselves today 537 tokens. Why is this saying PM now? Normally it never says PM. So let's see, what did I just say? 5 p.m. So this is 24 hours, right? It is earning 537, right? So yesterday we were a little bit too early to see what the results would be. Today we're back at an hour. So you see that there's not a whole lot of difference here anymore, right? This was 608, but it also was 27 hours instead of 24. Right now we're sitting around the 24 and a half, and it's sitting at 537. Yesterday it was a little bit less, and we're sitting at 484. So it's still staying around the same earning mark per day right now, which is, I guess, fine. We have earned a token of 4,900, a total of 4,900 tokens. Yesterday we had the most amount of money earned from the staking because, of course, there was a bit of a push in the token price, and we are earning quite a decent amount of tokens. As for today, that'll probably be back down a little bit. We're sitting at 3868. So 3868. We're sitting at 1899. All right, so still 1900. So still we have earned more tokens now than we did all the days before. Yes, we're obviously accumulating more tokens, but so far we're in a bit of a downward trend because the token price was going down as well. What does that mean for our total amount that we have in it right now? 3868. We're sitting in it with $4,200, right? So to be honest, if I wasn't doing the videos right now, I would probably take it out right now, right? So if anybody is watching and you're in this and you're in a difficult situation, I'm not saying take it out because I'm not allowed to give any financial advice, but I wouldn't necessarily stay in here for much longer because I don't see this price going up, but I do see other things going up. I do see the market performing well, and it's a waste. It's opportunity cost. So this $4,000 is more than one Ethereum. We can put that in something else and we can make a lot more money somewhere else than we can by just letting this sit in here, right? So again, that's the reason why if I earn another 500 tokens the next 2 days, I will have earned 6,000 tokens. And if that's the case and the token price does bump up a little bit, so let's say it bumps up 50% and it goes towards 45, or let's say it actually does very well and it goes towards 50 cents and we've earned another 500 tokens, we're sitting at 12,000 tokens times 50 cents, we're at $6,000, right? So that's only a $2,000 loss on this, and sometimes you lose, sometimes you win, it's fine, right? It doesn't really matter. $2,000 with gaining 2 Ethereum back from it, I can use that for a lot of other things that I know are gonna be very beneficial for me and make me more money overall. Then I would be completely fine taking that $2,000 loss, right? I would even be fine taking that $4,000 loss right now and just use that money. I think I can turn that $4,000 with the market that's doing like this. I can turn that $4,000 into $8,000 in a very short time frame, right? Or I can use it to buy more of the blue chip NFTs that I have and, you know, get access to the communities that do very well and give benefit from it that way. So yeah, I wouldn't, definitely not put any more money in. I would probably not get any more. I would probably take it out if I wasn't doing the videos for now. So as you can see, it is on a very deep decline here and this continues to be on a decline. I think more and more people will take their money out. I think more and more people are afraid of that 1,000% mark. There's not that much earnings anymore. There's more and more tokens coming in the circulating supply, so it makes total sense to sell. As for the market, of course, Ethereum is up, Bitcoin is up, and why is the main question? Because, well, this was more than 7 days ago, I guess. We did a video on why everything was going down this much, right? So everything was on a decline. We might have done that video right around here, to be honest, where we talked about the market being in decline. And, you know, let's see what date it was. We can just look it up. I think that it's difficult to see why the market is performing the way it is, right? Crypto crisis, what to do? This is clickbait, guys. Don't judge me on it. On the 24th, right? So on the 24th, which was exactly here, right? Crypto crisis on the 24th. Well, that kind of makes sense. What to do? If you watch that video, what I would have said is I would happily, very comfortably buy into crypto gaming coins at that time. It was a very good entry point. Could we have seen 32K? Yeah, we could have, but we didn't, right? So I would have easily bought some coins, leave a little bit of money on the side, and then if it does turn around that it goes lower, you buy in more. If it doesn't, then it goes up, you can benefit from it. And exactly that is what happened, right? So that was right around here. So, but why is everything going up though? What's the reason behind it? Well, we can probably look for like, let's say Russia economy, right? Something like that. News articles about the economy. Russian economy is like doing very, very, very poorly, very badly because of the whole like they're like making up sanctions, right? All the whole world is making up sanctions against Russia right now, which is obviously not good for them. So here the damage is done. Russia face economic point of no return. Um, Economy spirals into deepening crisis as sanctions sends people into panic, right? So what does this mean? Sanctions hammering Russia economy may last 10 years, UK says. So not very clever from this guy, I guess, to do this, but he probably has a plan for it or an idea. He would have known that this was going to happen. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen, how this will evolve and whatnot. But what does that mean for us as a crypto investor? Well, I think that people, but this is just an assumption, right? I'm not going to pretend here like I know all these things. People will look at Bitcoin, Ethereum right now, and be like, hey, wait, hold up. They're now blocking the Russian currency, right? We can't trade with the Russian currency anymore. Russian people might get into Bitcoin and Ethereum purely because they can't trade anymore in like international currencies and stock markets and whatever, because they've blocked all of that. So those people will be like, hey, look, Bitcoin, I can still trade wherever, from wherever in the world, right? Because that's non-trackable. But it could also mean that people see like, hey, hold up, the economy is not performing very well, and Bitcoin becomes more of a safe haven for people to get in, while the stock market or the economy itself is going down, and that'll be a massive, massive, massive turnaround point eventually for the whole crypto scene if people start to see crypto as more of a safe haven, just like they do with gold, right? When things happen and they get into gold. Well, if stuff like that happens with the whole crypto scene, that'll be a massive, massive turnaround, and then it'll be a very long run upwards for a longer time after that, right? How exactly, when exactly, where exactly, I'm not going to pretend like I know all the specifics, because anybody that says that they do, they don't, because you don't really know the developments, you don't really know what's going to happen. If that's going to be a whole complete chaotic war, well, then you definitely don't know what will happen and what the effects of that will be, so don't pretend like you do. But we want to try and gauge a little bit of why things are happening when, and see if we can play along with it, which we did very well here. What I would have done if I was any of you guys and you took the call, because here you can see the trend, right? This is where we did the video of the chaos, where we did say get into crypto gaming coins, buy tokens, get into tokens, right? If you did, then you see that you would have had a win every single coin. Every single where you bought in, you would have had a win, right? One of these ones would be Yield Guild Games, up 70% in 7 days, but up a lot more from this point where we did the video. Falcon Forge, 15%, but up a lot more from this video, right? Ultra, same thing. Illuvium, same thing. All these things that we talked about. Gala, same thing. If you would check the prices on all of these, you would see the exact same thing happening here. This was 0.20, and now now it's at 0.25, so that's 25% gain on this one, right? Let's just take 3 examples. This one, 7-day mark. Here we went at the bottom. We talked about it here at the bottom, 8.2. Now, let's say 12. So close to 50% gain, 40% gain on Vulcan. Yield Guild Games. Let's see on this one. Similar story. Here 2.40, 2.30 really, and 3.20. So roughly 30% gain, right? And we can continue with all of these different coins that we talked about. Cetify being one of them. One of them I really like is Veracity and Altura. I don't know if Altura is going to be in the top 100 list here, or we're going to have to switch another one and go to even lower, because it has a very small market cap, right? I want to pinpoint that one for a second. Probably is here. Because that's a project I think has a lot of potential on the longer term, and one that I would invest in quite heavily, because I think that that's going to do very well over time. You just got to be patient with it. If I can't, Nineko was one of them too that we talked about in the Discord channel that we have too. But let's see, Cryo War being one of them as well. All of these coins have the exact same trend, right? Here is Altura. So we talked about this one more. We have done awesome trades with this one before. We was sitting in the 30-cent mark, right? We did a lot of swing trades, which I usually don't, but we did a lot of swing trades here and here and here, and then it kept declining. We bought in again here, sold here, and it kept, somehow we do very well with Altura all the time, and we talk about it a lot in my Discord. But Here, this was at 0.05, so 5 cents, and that is now 25 or 50% higher at the moment. All these coins have very high potential in the longer term. So what should you be doing right now? If you did buy up here and you're up 20, 30, 40%, take a little profit, right? Take out a little bit of money, because it's not guaranteed that the market will continue to go like this forever. So take up a little bit of profit, right? You always take profit on the way up. Not all of it, because it can continue, but if it does go down, you've already taken some profit, right? If you're up 50%, even better. You can just take out like half of it and continue to rise. Eventually, you'll find ways to double your money, and you're in it for free. If it then goes down, doesn't matter. If it goes up, awesome. You know, easy way to play. And if it does drop again, because it could very well, this could happen now that we go to 50. And this is something that you got to understand. Anybody that tells you otherwise, it usually is lying, right? Because you can't predict things that are happening right now. You can't look in Putin's mind. You can't look at what the war will do and what type of effect it will have. So this could go to 50, and then it could bounce back up towards the 60 and hit literally like all-time highs. The same for Ethereum, it can go to like 5K, and that can happen over the next 2 to 3 months or even less. Could also be that there's going to be chaos and this just drops back towards the 20K, where right now everybody's positive. It's like, hey, hold up, there's potential here. It could just go, turn around and drop towards the 20K, right? Both scenarios possible. Do we know what right now what's going to happen? No. So we want to try and gauge the short-term plays when we kind of know what the situation is right now. It's positive. We have made a good play going from here to here. We've got 20-30% gain in less than a week, in 5 days. Be happy with that. Take that profit. If it continues to rise, ride it out. If it doesn't and it turn around, eventually there's going to be good buying opportunities again with the profits that you've taken out on the way up. That's usually my game plan. That's the way I handle these market conditions, and they've been doing very well for myself and all the people in Discord, and hopefully for you guys on YouTube as well. So hope that was beneficial. We kind of know the situation with X2Y2 and the markets, so that's all I have for you guys today. If you liked the video, please give the thumbs up. Also, just subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.